So we put together a retreat for ALD families. So the Allison Adler, who we have over there, her husband Nick, and her kids, and I started thinking about the idea of an ALD retreat. We're going to try and host it this spring, May 1st to the 3rd, at a site in California. It's a children's camp founded by Paul Newman and Allison's father-in-law, mother-in-law. So it's called the Painted Turtle. It's we wanted to help bring families together to more focus on the idea of building community and making connections. It's designed to be somewhat relaxing here. So it's a retreat that's not really educational so much as a way to help people connect, help their children sort of interact with other kids with ALD, meet other families who are affected. And we did it when we started, had in mind a newborn screening population. We think that population may be too few to maybe fill a whole retreat, and we wanted to make sure that other families in the ALD community also felt welcome to join too. And I'll let okay. So I may not be here when this finishes, but
like many families, Allison and I, we got a phone call 3 months after our son Lucas was born, and the doctor told us we needed to come in. They let us know that something came up on the newborn screen, and that happened to be ALD. For months and months, looked for doctors, tried to find information, and really just felt isolated until we went to our first ALD Connect. Not only were there other families, but there was also a lot of doctors and companies working towards prevention, cure, early diagnosis, understanding really what we were going through and that we weren't the only ones.
So when I met Nick and Allison, they were describing their experience, and it really struck me how much it resonated with the experience that my family had with our son's rare disease. He has a rare blood malignancy. And we were really dealing with many of the same worries and concerns and treatment paradigms of things that should work, but there's always the what ifs kinds of questions. And also things we could do to help make the community that our family was in a bit better. As a doctor caring for families with many different conditions, particularly ALD, I feel like sometimes I worry that some of the things we think are going to help and be good may help some of the symptoms, but they don't really make the family's life different or better. Yeah. And I think that is an interesting angle to take as a physician, because I also follow some of the wellness literature where perhaps the single most powerful aspect that comes through all these happiness, wellness, longevity studies is the degree of social connection that you feel with other people.
The current conferences that we go to are geared primarily, if not 100%, towards the adults. And what we're trying to do is also create that experience for the kids. We started to look around at our own resources, and that's when something that was very close to us kind of came to mind, the Painted Turtle, which was created 15 years ago by a group of amazing people, 2 of them being my father, Lou, and my mom, Paige. And the reason that they put this camp together was to help kids be kids and help families become stronger. And so with the Painted Turtle staff and Dr. Van Huren and a group of parents and families who've been through so much through ALD, we've really got a good idea of what this retreat should look like.
We really kind of conceived of this retreat and intended it to be for really any family in the ALD community who maybe particularly didn't feel like they were part of a community yet. And we wanted people to feel like there was a safe place to have early conversations that tries to leave time for connection, relaxation, and a little bit of education and information, but not too heavy. It's a very powerful thing to meet other families going through what otherwise feels like a very isolating experience. It begins to break down barriers that you probably didn't realize were there.
That time of the year, the sun does not set till almost 9 o'clock. You'll be up with the California Poppin Reserve is. There's hiking all over the place. Painted Turtle is just beautiful. I usually go up there about March, April to do weed abatement because we're up in the mountains. The weather can change 40 to 50 degrees in a day. It may be coming spring or summer where you're going to have to be layered. You'll walk out of the house with 2 jackets on, come out an hour later with one off, second one off, you're in a tank top by 10. Sun starts going down, those layers go right back on that fast. But you will need chapstick. The air is very dry up there. Like I said, the Poppin Reserves up there, they should be in full bloom. And we do have the only musical road there is in the United States. That's in Lancaster.